This evening we're going to be taking a trip on the London Underground Bakerloo Line using the 72 stock. We're going to do a scenario called a round haul. We're going to take a trip almost halfway into the underground there, and then once we get to our destination, we're going to run back to the other end of the train and return the service back to our original starting point. Should take roughly an hour or so, give or take. Hopefully, it will be a fun trip on the London Underground here. Hopefully, everybody's having a nice Saturday evening. Made some chili, watched a movie, and then here we are. All right. All right. So we're going north and then coming back south. Harrow and Wealdstone, and then coming back to Queen's Park Station. All right. We got to get the lock the doors. It's been a moment since I operated these. So that's in. That is not resetting. Alright, we're going to have to restart this one again. Hold on a second. I wonder if there's a issue with that button not releasing the audible warning. Give it another try here. Let's get the doors open. Oops. All right, now we can go. There we go. So that's what our locomotive looks like. Oh, we got a long train. When we get up here to Kensal Green, I'm gonna get a few switches set up. Cause I don't, yeah, our lights are on the outside. I think we can change the. That's our destination. There we go. Here's the smart uniform for our driver today. I like this weird sweater looking thing, I guess, or sweater jacket. I'm going to double check to make sure we have all of our... Well, that didn't take very long. All right, we're just going to go on with what we got. Well, we got lights on, so... We do have a little bit of rain. Things are kind of loud. Now, it is very difficult to stay on time on this route. Matter of fact, I think it's nearly impossible. Once you get even a little bit behind, you're going to be behind for the rest of the way. So we're just going to enjoy the route for what it is. Have a good time. But eventually we will be going into the underground here soon. Those wipers are a bit loud. Here we go. We won't have to worry about the rain here momentarily. Oh, just a little. That's right. I think it's after Harlesden. In the underground. It's been quite a while since I ran on this line. This was one of the first 3 routes that came out with Train SimWorld 2. This one, Schnell, Fostrecke, Köln. Sandpatch Grade, and London Underground Bakerloo Line were the 3 original routes that were released with the game. Seemed like quite a few people were happy with the addition of the underground in the game. Of course, PC players had already seemingly experienced the underground line. Wow. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe we're staying all above ground. Huh. Interesting. Because this is all underground part here. So yeah, it looks like we're doing all completely above ground. Oh. They made a bit of a fibber out of me, I guess. Oh well, the rain's not too heavy, so we're not going to worry about the but the underground stations are pretty cool themselves. Well, at least we're going to be above ground, so you can actually see. I can do the outside here. Got the no smoking signs on the outside there. The seating matches the seating inside the cab. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, and forgive me if I am, but I'm kind of guessing here, but the tube stock that was on the Isle of Wight until recently, these replaced those, because those were 1938 stock. So I think these replaced those those, underground cars. And then the Isle of Wight, those 38 stock have been since retired. I think they'll go to the Isle of Wight Heritage Railway. The few that are actually operable or usable, whatever you want to call it. And the good thing about this route is it does not take long for the passengers to get off the train. On and off. They're quick. Alright, going to Wembley Central. will say the few times that I have run this line, and I really should spend more time on it because it's not like a huge route, but it is a it's a fun route, I think. You know, kind of bit of scenery on the overland parts. And we got some housing and kind of semi-industrial, I guess. Maybe office spaces or something. But this is the only service you can do on this route. There's no, you know, like freight or anything like that. Although you could maybe create a freight line, possibly, but I can't see how it would work, to be honest. I don't know if in real life that they have freight, you know, above ground freight line service on this route. Anyway, this is how when the doors are open, and we'll show the doors closing here as soon as we're just like that. On to North Wembley. I don't know where Wembley Stadium is in relation to the line here. I don't know if you can see it or not. So that we're already almost 4 minutes behind. Doesn't take much to get behind on this route. That's okay. There is a wired line next to us, so I guess if you were running maybe freight service or some other kind of passenger service, it would be over on those lines over there. Let's see. So that's one of the posters that we had to put up. Over there is the line map. South Kenton. A little bit of this. And thank you to my one viewer coming in and watching. Now these are supposed to be screens, I think, that are supposed to give the driver information well, you can't really see it, but yeah, they're supposed to be something to give the driver information, I think. In the underground stations, there's little video monitors that I think are supposed to give you information about the looking down the line, I guess, basically. So our next stop after Kenton will be Harrow and Wealdstone. So we'll make our stop there, and then we'll switch cabs and return to where we came from, Queensland Park. Not a lot of anything to this locomotive, operating it, other than the fact that the control key is kind of hidden. But it's one of those. It's fairly simple. It seems like once you get used to operating it, it's pretty straightforward. It seems. Might have gone a little too far, but that's okay. Yep, should have stopped. This door should have been behind that. That's all right. About a mile to Harrow. So we're going to pull into a siding, if I remember correctly, because I have run all the way out here before. So we're coming into this station here. So we're going to go into a siding up here. We're going to pull in there, and then we're going to switch, and then we're going to pull into that other side of the station, just where that tube stock just came from. Now, interestingly enough, those lines over there do not appear on the map It's just the two lines for the tube stock for the London Underground that are the only ones that are on the map. Alright, so we got a red light ahead of us. Probably at the very end of the station there. Yep. So we need to be aware of that so we don't run that light. Close enough. Tail end isn't hanging out past the... There's that video, those video monitors I was telling about. But the ones inside the stations are actually usable. You got a little video flashing through them and all that. Alright, so we're going to go on up here. It doesn't seem like much of a rainy day. It's drizzling, but it's not too problematic. Other than the one time of wheel slip. So we're going to stop here and we're going to shut this cab down and then run to the other end and start that one up. Of course, we got to be careful. We don't want to... There we go. So we're going to move this to shut down. And we're going to... Off. Out. Alright, and we are going to run to the other end. We're not going to hop out, we're just going to run through the cab. People stayed on the train. Not everybody got off. That happens. And here we are. So now, yep, it automatically switched over the switch for us, so we didn't have to worry about that. Wish there was an intermittent setting for the So we're going to change this to... I think that's where we're heading. Let me just double check that. I think it's Queen's Park. Yep. Yep. There we go. Perfect. Now, it seems like, yeah, look at the gap here. You got to kind of step up or step, you know, get on and off the train. You got to step down or step up to get off the train. I think they were working on fixing that. It didn't seem like things were kind of lining up very well. back to South Kenton. Better pay attention to what I'm doing here. Kind of weird that we stopped all the way up there and the monitor thing's way back here. I guess the passengers would be entertained. They could watch TV while we're at the station. Oh. On to North Wembley. So it'll be double route Sunday tomorrow. In the morning, we're gonna do East Coast Way. Then immediately after East Coast Way, we're gonna run on the Great Western Expressway. In the evening, we're gonna do Isle of Wight and then Long Island Railroad. So it'll probably be, yeah. I better run freight on, well, there's not, no, you know what? We'll just do all passenger. There's no freight on, there's freight on Great Western, there's freight on East Coast Way, but East Coast Way's freight doesn't take very long to do. I like to do a HST after we do the East Coast Way, just to kind of do something different, but yeah, we'll just do all passenger this coming Sunday. On to Wembley Central. So we're getting there. So the if you notice, this does have 3 settings for the throttle. You got the parallel, control series, shunt, and then off. Parallel gives you more speed, a little bit quicker, but of course it's You don't want to do that always. You got to be careful with that on the wet tracks. Not sure that there's any way to. I don't know if we can actually sand these tracks for a bit more grip. I don't remember that sign being there before. Maybe it was. I haven't honestly have not played this route in quite some time. I can't remember honestly the last time I played this route. It's been quite a while. Came up that hill a little too hot. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to slow down in time or not. Oh, that would have been embarrassing to go blowing through the station here. Rollsden's next. And then we're gonna go in the junction, and then we should be almost there. We should be there soon. Yeah, I figured it about right. About an hour to do this scenario. So I think scenarios were something that they did have, if I remember correctly, in Train Sim World 2020, that they brought over, continue to have for Train Sim World 2. The newer part was the journey thing. It kind of gave you a set of things to do, the initial training and then running some services, maybe some scenarios through the journey. I guess that added maybe a little bit more replayability because they wanted you to, I think they wanted you to focus on the journey part first before you started doing scenario or services. But the good thing is, you can go back and replay the training, your initial training whenever you want. If you haven't run a locomotive in a while or something, you can kind of refresh your knowledge of the locomotive, how to set it up and everything. Although there are a lot of tutorial videos, and Dovetail Games has started to make their own tutorial videos on how to set up the locomotives properly. Of course, some people I think have their setup is a little bit more in depth, maybe because they prefer. I don't know if that's a setting that they can do in the in a PC version of the game to do a cold start and all that. Here's the line map itself. I showed it earlier, but so we are Charleston. So yes, we at the junction. So we got 1, 2 more stops in front of us, and then we'll be at Queens Park for our destination. Let some of that speed bleed off. But a lot of YouTubers have done tutorial videos on setting up cabs or the locomotives, whatever you want to call them. To help new players, but the training really covers a lot of it. So yeah, you can go back and replay those as often as you need. Kensal Green. And then Queen's Park, and then we're done. Alright, almost at Kensal Green. There we are. Well, that train came in pretty quick. I didn't think he was going to stop. I thought for sure he was on a mission to just go right on through. Man. Almost there. And then we'll be wrapping it up for the evening. Can't believe Saturday is already over. Oof. Can't believe January's already over too. Man. Crazy. think some of the 72s are stored here. I thought I saw someone when we left going towards Arrows. Alright, here we are. Oh, I almost thought that passenger was going to walk right off into the tracks. Oh man. Didn't look like they were going to stop. Alrighty, let's see how we did. Come on. There we go. All right. Well, that's it for our stream for tonight. I'll see you tomorrow morning on the East Coast Way. All right. Have a good evening.